Let's talk about 1099s. A lot of people get a 1099 this time of year. It's kind of interesting the way these things work. There's 1099As and 1099Cs. You got 1099C as a cancellation of debt. That means that, let's say, for example, you had a credit card and you agreed to settle it for 50 cents on the dollar. So you owe the credit card company $10,000. You agreed to settle it for $5,000. Under the law, the credit card company has to issue you a 1099C cancellation of debt. The cancellation of debt means that you've gotten a benefit of $5,000 because that $5,000 was canceled. Means that, and the IRS construes that as income to you. So if you do settle that debt for less than the amount owed, it's going to be shown on your credit report, but you're also going to get a 1099 and you're going to have to pay income tax on that $5,000, or you're going to have to deal with it somehow. Like, for example, set off that income by your losses if you had your own business, or if you had some other types of losses where you can set it off. Accounting principles, leave that to the CPAs and to H&R Block. For my purposes, when my clients get one of them, usually one of the biggest questions is, did this person file bankruptcy? Because sometimes a creditor will send out a 1099 on a discharged debt. Now you got to remember, we've talked about this a lot of times. A discharged debt is one that creates a non-taxable event, or a bankruptcy where debt is discharged creates a non-taxable event. So for example, if I had that same credit card that was included in my client Mr. Smith's bankruptcy, Mr. Smith filed bankruptcy, he discharged a $10,000 credit card debt to Visa. Visa inadvertently, or maybe purposely, I don't know, sends him a 1099 for that debt. Does he have to include that $10,000 as income and his gross income on his taxes? No, because it's not truly income to him, but there is a form that he can file showing that this debt was included in his bankruptcy and was discharged. The IRS has a special form for that. If you need it, send me an email, questions@dellutrilawgroup.com. I'll get you the form. Can't think of the name of it right now. I think it's 8321 or something to that effect. But it's there. It's meant to protect you. Most CPAs know about it. I'm sure hopefully 99.9% of them do. And at the same time, H&R Block should know about it. But if you filed bankruptcy, one of the things I always tell my clients to be careful of is that you usually want a CPA to do your taxes that year or all the years that you're in the bankruptcy. I have no problem with H&R Block 75% of the time, because there's a lot of software out there that it becomes foolproof. But at the same point in time, if you file bankruptcy, there are special circumstances that you may want a CPA to look at your file and do it the proper way. And if you contact us, questions@dellutrilawgroup.com, if you need a CPA, I'll be more than happy to put in touch with one. I know several around town who are fantastic, and they do a great job for our clients. I have no affiliation with them, other than the fact that I know they do a good job. But you know, if you talk to them and you like them, you hire them. Getting your taxes prepared may cost a little bit more than doing it with H&R Block, but at the same point in time, at least you have the person with the ability, the authority, the knowledge to file those tax returns properly for you. And therefore, you got some protection if there's something's done wrong, or you're taking a position which maybe the IRS doesn't agree with. But I've always been a big fan of having somebody look over that as well. I certainly have a CPA look over my taxes because I don't want any problems with the IRS. It just doesn't make sense. So anyway, the 1099s are huge. If you do get one and you don't think you got it properly, send me an email at questions@dellutrilawgroup.com. I can get you the form that you can take to your CPA and say, hey, look, this included in my bankruptcy, or it wasn't, or how do I deal with this? And again, best thing you could do, stay right with the IRS, pay your taxes, do whatever you have to do not have a problem with the IRS, because they can charge some pretty outrageous interest, penalties, and make your life a living hell. We all know that. Okay.